This is the family of Mamna Bibi. They say the 68-year-old mother and grandmother was killed in a U.S. drone strike in October of last year. All they have left to remember her by is this photo from her ID card. Mamna Bibi's son, Rafiqul Rahman, says these x-rays show the injuries sustained by his children when the U.S. drone fired its missile near their home in the village of Gundakala in North Waziristan.
Everyone was working in the field where we have crops, and that's when the drone hit. Our farmland is terraced, and so when the missile struck, it was so powerful, some of the children tumbled down the steps.
The interviews were carried out by Amnesty International. In a wide-ranging report on drone strikes in Pakistan released on Tuesday, the human rights organization expressed serious concerns over the deaths of people like Mamna Bibi.
The US must explain why these people have been killed, people who are clearly civilians. It must provide justice to these people, compensation. It must investigate those responsible for those killings.
According to government and NGO statistics, the U.S. has launched between 330 to 370 drone strikes in Pakistan between 2004 and last month. The United Nations says during that 9-year period, more than 2,000 people have been killed in drone attacks, and at least 400 of those are believed to be civilians. It's difficult to get accurate figures because the CIA's drone program remains secretive, and journalists are prevented from entering areas where the strikes occur. But that's unlikely to prevent Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, a vocal opponent of drone strikes, from bringing up the issue with President Barack Obama when the two meet on Wednesday.
Pakistan cannot afford picking up a rivalry with the United States, but at the same time, if Pakistan's requests are reasonable, US cannot just simply ignore them.
But few expect drone strikes to end anytime soon. Earlier this year, President Barack Obama called the strikes lawful and part of a legitimate campaign against terrorism. Relations between Pakistan and the U.S. have been tense, particularly since 2011, when Osama bin Laden was found living not far from the Pakistani capital. But in a sign of warming ties, the Obama administration has requested more than $1.5 billion in military and civilian assistance for Pakistan. And while drone strikes will no doubt continue to be a problem between the two countries, it would appear this relationship is on the mend as the U.S. prepares its exit from Afghanistan by the end of next year. Imtiaz Taib, Al Jazeera, Islamabad.